the state government of Karnataka, home to India's tech hub, Bengaluru, has approved a bill mandating companies to give 50% to 70% of jobs to locals, a move that could make it harder for global firms operating there to attract talent. Bengaluru is home to about 14 million people, and thousands of Indian startups and international firms ranging from Walmart to Alphabet's Google operate from the metropolitan city in South India. Infosys and Wipro, two Indian tech giants, also operate from the city. The draft bill requires employers to give 50% of management jobs and 70% of non-management jobs to local candidates. The bill, however, has drawn a massive criticism from industry leaders like Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, TV Mohandas Pai and so on, saying that this bill will compromise and interfere with the company's hiring process, barring them from bringing in real talent. However, clearing the confusion, the Karnataka CM then cleared out that the reservation is for Type C and Type D blue-collar jobs. As we slip into this discussion today, we are going to speak about whether this bill has right intentions or not. Joining us live is Savio Rodriguez, BJP leader. We also have Shatabish Shivanna, Congress spokesperson, live with us. Anurag Naidu, political analyst, is joining us live. Ramesh Chandra Lahoti, FKCCI president, Karnataka, is also joining us live. Mr. Lahoti, let me begin with you first. What is your take on this bill that has been given assent by the Karnataka government and its provisions? Ramesh Chandra Lahoti, can you hear me? Okay, I think we're having some connection issues with him, but let me bring in Shatabish Shivanna. Mr. Shivanna, now there are several questions being asked by industry as to why this bill was brought in, and they feel that hiring could be affected, work productivity could be affected, and this is not a good sign for a city and state that wants to be the IT hub of the world.
Undoubtedly, Karnataka boasts a government today that staunchly supports the interests of Karnataka and its people, the Kannadigas. And when it comes to critical issues such as land, water, language, and culture, this administration has showcased unparalleled determination. However, the foremost challenge that is gripping our state today is unemployment. The youth of the state are unemployed, making it increasingly difficult for them to secure jobs in their own homeland. And why is this? This is due to the adverse economic policies implemented by the government at the center. And I feel it is incumbent upon the government to shape its policies in alignment with the interests and welfare of its people. That being said, the government is not opposed to industries or the interests of the industries or the companies. Karnataka has not emerged as a tech hub merely, or has achieved the status of a tech hub merely because of the sheer number of companies that are present in Karnataka, but also due to the proactive measures taken by the government. It could be, allocating land at advantageous prices. It could be streamlining the process of obtaining permissions and sanctions. It could be creating policies that foster innovation and entrepreneurship. We have created a hospitable environment for all businesses to flourish. And what we are dealing with today is a draft bill. The Minister of ITBT has clearly said there's no need to panic. The Minister of Industries has stated that we are open to a wider range of consultation from all the stakeholders, subsequent to which it will be tabled in the session. There will be deliberation with the wisdom of the legislature, and ultimately it will gain the formulation of an act. Up until then, why are we creating a mountain out of a molehill? And what humors me the most is the likes of Mr. Mohandas Pai, who has held respectable positions in the state of Karnataka, who's worked for Infosys, which is probably birthed in Karnataka. And he says, I've lived in Karnataka for 20 years, but I don't know the language. It makes me question either his mental faculties are shunted or that there is a deliberate attempt on his part not to learn the language. Why are we creating a mountain out of a molehill? And are you trying to insinuate that there are lesser skilled members or people in Karnataka? Absolutely not. Give them the first preference. This has been a call by the people for a very long time.
But it's clearly not been communicated well. You have the Labour Minister saying one thing, you have the government saying another, you have a tweet put out by Siddaramaiah, then that tweet is deleted. Now a clarification comes in that it's just for C grade and D grade blue collar employees, not for the higher grade. So why so much confusion? Why not a better plan and better implementation?
See, I think all of them have come out and clarified. And there was one particular tweet that is deleted. I don't know why that has been done. But the entire cabinet is in unison. They have approved the draft bill after due consultation. However, there are likes of Kiran Mazumdar Shaw and Mohandas Pai, who I just criticized. They are criticizing the bills. And we are willing to accept their criticism. We are open for wider consultation, and every single minister has come out and said, we are open for consultation. Please come and tell us what your issues are, and then we'll accordingly accommodate, but keeping in mind the interests and welfare of the people of Karnataka. That is paramount to this dispensation. And let the BJP come out and say that we are against these pro-Kannada movements. Or
okay, let's get in the BJP now. Let's get in the BJP. Savi Rodriguez, come in there. Are you against Kannadigas? Asked Shivanna of the Congress party. He says this is a good bill for the locals. There is unemployment. This is the only way to combat that unemployment which was created by your government earlier. Savio, your response to the Congress party's justification of this bill amidst the corporate criticism that is coming?
Well, let me put around the question back to the Congress spokesperson and give him a situation of the state I come from, which is Goa, which has a considerable amount of people from Karnataka, the Kannadigas, that we have accorded a lot of respect to. They are here in entrepreneurship. They're working in companies in Goa. We've created a healthy working environment for everyone. Should I then make a statement as a leader from Goa to ensure that my government also follows exactly what the government in the Congress government in Karnataka is doing, and ensure that most of the jobs that are here, which are the C and D grade blue collar jobs, which are taken by some of the Kannadigas out here, they should not get it as well? Should I also ensure that the Kannadigas in Goa are actually asked to go back because they are taking the jobs of the Goans in Goa? Should I create a situation like that in Goa? I could very well do that, and I would be successful. And the people of Goa will stand with me. But that's not the way a state has to function, and that's not the way a country has to function. We are all a part of India. Karnataka is a part of India. Goa is a part of India. Jammu and Kashmir is a part of India. And our civil rights and the rights that are accorded to us in the Constitution gives us the liberty to travel and work in any part of the country. So Karnatakas and Karnataka, the government, primarily, I'll tell you what I think it is. It is the Congress mindset working to create divisions. Now, after they are trying religion, they are trying caste. Now they want to divide states on the basis of this Karnataka movement or movements in different parts of different states. It's not going to work. Today, you're talking about employment in Bangalore. Are all of them Karnatakas? Why are people come to Bangalore? They've come into Bangalore, they've come into Karnataka because of the working opportunities. The C and D grade population that you are talking about, which you want to wipe out, actually is one of the crust of the migrant population in your state, because they come to do the jobs that the Karnatakas are not willing to do. It's the same thing in Goa. The jobs that the Goans are not willing to do, people from other states are coming, especially from Karnataka. So the point is grow up and start thinking as a nation and not with divisive politics of the Congress. Yes, you might see unemployment as a concern, but it needs to be addressed. The unemployment in Karnataka will not be addressed by just providing jobs only for the Karnatakas. Are we going to do this across every state? Then by all means, I should throw out the Karnatakas from Goa.
Is this a way to govern? Is this a way to govern? Shivanna asked the BJP is a leader on the broadcast. Savi Rodriguez asks you, is this the way to govern a state? Is this simply being populist? Is this simply, trying to get your vote bank through at the cost of actual governance and industry and economic growth? 50% local quotas. If every state starts doing this, where are we headed?
See, firstly, I will not tolerate the language used by Mr. Rodriguez. And he said, we'll throw out. I don't give a damn about who you are. I don't give a damn about who you are. You might as well stay away from the country.
The Goans out of Karnataka.
See,
I will throw the Karnatakas out of Goa.
You throw anybody you
If
want.
you
Did we
throw
say,
the
did we
tourists
say
out
we
of
will throw
Karnataka
anybody
or
out of the
any other
state?
Indian,
This
I
is
will
the
throw the
mindset.
Karnataka's
See,
out of
I did not
Goa.
interject you while you were speaking. I did not
I
interject you while
don't
you were
care
speaking.
what you
Have
think
the
about my
courtesy.
language. That's
See,
the language
this
you
is
should
the
be
kind of
spoken to.
mindset
Any
that the
person who
BJP
has
has.
divisive
This is the kind of
politics
divisive
should
politics,
be spoken to in
that they
this
implement.
language.
Did we at any
This
moment say we will
language
throw
is
out the
what you
other?
should be spoken to.
But the fact that
Every
he said he will
Congress
throw out
person
Kannadigas,
with
how dare
divisive
he? How
politics
dare
must be
he? He
spoken to
deserves to
in
be
this
out of
language.
this country. He
You
deserves to be
bring
out
this
of this
kind
state,
of
out of the
policy,
country.
and I
How
will
can he
assure you we will
include
throw the
divisiveness?
Karnataka's
Did,
out
did
for
the
no
government of
fault of
Karnataka
theirs.
ever say, we will throw out other people? He may throw out the Kannadigas. We are willing to accept them back into our state.
I don't think you
But
have
did
a
we ever
you
say
have a
that we will send
comprehensive
out other
problem, my
people?
friend.
We will send
You
out
have
other
a
people.
comprehensive
I
problem.
don't need
Take the
lessons
years.
from you.
Take out that
Divisive
No, no, no,
politics.
no, this
I
is,
don't need
no, this is
divisive
very unfortunate. Now,
politics
this
from
is
you.
very
He's
unfortunate.
taking
We
personal
cannot,
blows.
no, this is very unfortunate now. We can't talk of throwing out one community
No,
from
yeah,
another
exactly.
state,
Did we ever
and we
say
can't
that?
talk of
This is the
including
mindset
another
of the
community in
BJP.
another state.
This is
But
the
let's,
mindset of the
but
BJP.
let's, no, no, let's get back to the moot question. Let's get back to the moot question.
That's what I'm
The
asking
basic
you.
question asked to you
It is
is,
about
Mr.
promotion
Shivana, no,
of
no,
language.
one second. Mr. Shivana, the basic question asked to you is
Ask him
this
to
the
mind
way
his
to govern?
language first.
Okay, you've made
Oh,
your
you
point.
keep quiet. Don't tell me to mind
You
my
keep
language.
quiet, mister.
No,
You
please.
don't tell me
No,
what
please
to do.
now.
Quiet.
Please now.
Don't
You
bring
wherever
divisive
you are, you sit
politics
there.
in India.
No, no, I'm
You
going to
sit
have to
there.
interject
You
now.
are
I'm
the
going to
one
have to
who's dividing
interject now.
India
This is
for
not, no,
long.
no,
You
this is
are
not.
the one who's dividing
This is
the
not.
country
This
on
is
both
not how you
sides.
have a
And
civil
the
discourse.
and-
Let's
and-
let's
and
let's
the-
mute
and
both
the
of them
people
now.
have
Let's
shown
mute
you
both
the
of them.
mandate.
Let's mute both of them. My producers are going to mute both of you. This is not the way to have a civil discourse now. You both made your points and made it emphatically. But now let's not get personal against each other or against any other community. The main question asked to you, Mr. Shivana, is by the BJP leader, and you have a problem with him. You can address your answer to me. But please, the main question asked to you is this the way to govern a state? If every state starts, reserving 50% of even the private jobs for locals, which way are we headed? Is that the way for economic growth and prosperity? Is that the way we're going to become a $1 trillion economy? Is that the way we're going to become the third largest economy in the world? Mr. Shivana.
Please ask. I respect the decorum of your show. Please allow me to complete my point without being interjected.
Yes.
And and I don't need lessons about divisive mindset and divisive politics from people of the opposition party, right? We are not opposed to outsiders. We have never said you go away or you don't come into our land. We are saying the government is acting in alignment with the interests of its people. And we are saying we need to create more jobs for the localites. And we are asking the companies to give them preferences. Did we ask anybody to go out? We are not asking anybody to go out. We are saying give us the preference. And it's a matter of language. It's a matter of culture. When an IT professional seeks employment in Germany or Spain, he's required as a mandate to learn the languages. And when there's no problem of that sort, why is there a problem here? And moreover, it is a draft bill. If they have any decency, they can come before the assembly and discuss. Let them use their wisdom and criticize it, discuss, deliberate upon the bill, apart from creating a mountain out of a molehill and politicizing the issue. It was the Bommai government who first met with the pro-Kannada organization and said, yes, we will bring the bill into place. However, it is our government who has done it. Why doesn't he talk to his local leadership and discuss what the issues of Karnataka
Okay, Ramesh Chandra Lauti, come in here.
Ramesh Chandra Lauti,
come in here. I believe he's joined us now. Give us the industry perspective on this bill. What is your position on it?
Sir, basically, what the state government of Karnataka, our chief minister has recommended, it is not practical. Let us do some law which is practical, which can be implemented. Because across trade, service, or any industry, to get skill according to their definition of 50%, 70%, it is not feasible because first of all, the skilled labor is not available, or even if the D grade, C grade, what they're saying is the managerial or not non-managerial, or the management, it is the quota which they have fixed, 50%, 70%, it is impossible. Because we have to run the industry or trade or any other vertical, and the stakeholders have not been consulted. We do have a lot of participation of the local Kannadigas in each sector. Wherever I'm visiting, I'm seeing a lot of employment has been given to them, we can increase them or we can tell them, yes, you can have 5% more. But unless we get the skilled for that particular vertical, we cannot say assure that yes, this scheme, whatever government is imposing, can be implemented.
Yes. But do you also believe, Ramesh Chandra Lahoti, that, such a move is impractical? The government has justified it by saying it's for C and D grade employees. It's not for the higher, the higher grade employees. So people shouldn't be worried about the main decision making, becoming now, a topic of reservation. However, do you still believe that even for C and D grade employees, this kind of reservation is impractical and not needed?
Not needed, impractical. Say, government can suggest, or a trade industry body can request its member across all verticals, industry, IT, or services, or trading bodies, that you employ more Kannadigas. But reservation part, it's too big. What the terms, the conditions.
The state government says that this is
feasible.
The state government says they're doing this because there is a lot of unemployment of locals in the state.
Correct, but they should also be willing to work. No. The point is, whatever the C grade or D grade labor, what they are saying, unemployment, the person who has to be, he should be fit into my industry, my hotel, or my shop. That is the main important. But yes, priority can be given, but not at that. Maybe 10%, 15% if government says, which is feasible, but not at this rate.
Okay. Are you willing to speak to the government then? Have you already sent a representation to the CM and the government already?
I am writing to all. When they are talking about Invest Karnataka, when they are talking about ITBT, which is globally phenomenon, this type of move will be a very setback to Bengaluru. I do agree that yes, locals can be given, but not that at the rate which the percentage has been referred. It has to be reconsidered and request the state government, which is feasible. Let us do in parts. Let us go ahead, move in from 10 to 15 to 15 to 20, 20 to 25. Not at one go at 50%, so which is not impracticable to implement it.
Okay, let's bring in Shiv Kumar Pinya as well, Industry Association's president, who's also joining us live. Mr. Pinya, your first reaction to this proposal, this bill that has been passed by the state government. It's of course attracted a lot of criticism. What's your take on it?
India Industries Association. See, here in the Karnataka, we are representing MSMEs. Total 11.76 lakhs registered MSMEs are there, and employment generated 1.1 CR as a Karnataka. We prefer the products, producing the quality products. How the quality products are coming with the skilled manpower, even unskilled manpower jointly working together. And here we are struggling in industries getting a skilled manpower. Whether the Kannadigas are having the skill, definitely we will give the opportunity, or non-Kannadigas, definitely we will give the opportunity. We prefer based on the skilled manpower. If the Kannadiga people are getting the skilled manpower and skilled sets, if they are having, definitely we can give. But whatever the bill it is considered here, they have to reconsider that. Definitely it affects the improvement or the development of the industrial segment. Instead of that, I recommend, or I request the Honorable Chief Minister and the government representatives, let us concentrate on the infrastructure development. Once the infrastructure development is given, definitely unemployment rate can be reduced. We can increase the employment ability. Even our industry growth also increased by 30%. Still in the Pina region, which we are lacking the infrastructure. And Invest Karnataka, they are coming up, Invest Karnataka. Even Invest Karnataka also, they will think, and it will be failure of the Invest Karnataka. My prediction was.
Yes, the government justifies this by saying they're doing this for boosting employment of youth, of locals. They also say that this is for lower grade employees. Do you accept those justifications or not?
No, justification in the sense we never think. First of all, laborers itself not coming. We are not discriminating that whether Kannadigas, non-Kannadigas. If we are getting the labor force, if the Kannadigas also we are welcoming. We are not telling or we are not rejecting of the Kannadiga employees. Even helper, getting a helper, it's very difficult to in an industry segment, micro and small entrepreneurs.
Yes. Are you going to be writing to the Chief Minister? Are you going to be sending a representation to the state government?
Letter is drafted. Already letter is drafted. Tomorrow we are sending that it is to be reconsidered.
Yes, and because this is the holistic view of all the industries, all the companies that are part of your association, isn't it?
Sir, our FKCC president is there. We are also having an affiliated association member with them. Let us call for a meeting of stakeholders. Even Kasia also representing the stakeholders meeting. They have to call. Who are the stakeholders? We are the stakeholders. And highest employment generation which we are given from the PINA, 13 lakhs manpower workforce is there. And even in that 5.5 lakhs women workforce is there. Huge workforce. This all will be affected. Even GST collection, once the bill is implemented, GST collection, which we are having the second largest GST payers, all it gets affected the revenue part.
Okay, let's take that back to the Congress. Mr. Shivana, you've heard what the industry representatives have to say on the show, what the corporates have to say. Your response? Yes, Shiva Kumar Pine.
Yeah, here whatever the point which we are considering, we are not considering as acceptance things, because whatever the way it is getting affected, being an industrialist and being a representing the person sitting in a president opinion industry association, we can understand that what it gets adverse affected on the revenue part. Even unemployment rating will be increased in the Karnataka. And we doesn't have any statistics of the how many Karnatakas are there with the overall population. And we doesn't belong to any of the party. We are an industrial community and industry representative person.
Yes. Okay. Savio Rodriguez, come in here. Savio, you've heard what the industry has had to say. You've also heard the response to you by the Congress representative. Do you believe that this bill was brought in a hurry? And it's been done simply for appeasement? Or do you believe that there is now going to be a U-turn by the state government?
Well, see, Uday, that's precisely what I'm trying to say. Now, when I gave you an example of Goa, and I said that we've got a lot of Karnatakas working in Goa, we have welcomed them during the mining time, during the growth of the IT sector in Goa, and various other sectors, even something as simple as taxi drivers. A lot of people from
non-Goa residents are prohibited from purchasing land in Goa. Let him talk about that.
Can you allow me to complete, my friend? I know you can't digest it.
I learned
can't
interjection from you. I learned interjection from you. Please talk about Goa's policy. Non-agricultural land. Can agricultural land be purchased by non-residents of Goa?
In a couple of days.
Can you buy it? Why are we talking about appeasement when there are no elections around the corner? There are no elections. We don't have the need. Boss, there are no elections. We will worry about elections when it comes. Till then, we will work in the best interest of the people. You talk about Goa. You can't sit in Goa and think about the plight of the youth of Karnataka. You can't think about the plight of the youth of Karnataka when you're sitting in Goa. You talk about the policies of Goa where non-residents can't even purchase land. Can you answer it? Can you answer me? You cannot. You cannot. We don't retract on policies by withdrawing the farm bill. You are experts in. You are an expert in withdrawing the farm bills. You have withdrawn the farm bills, so we don't need lessons from you. We don't need lessons from you. You can scream at the top of your tongue. You can scream at the top of your lungs, but you're not making any sense. You sit in Goa, have a chill weekend. You sit in Goa.
Anurag Naidu, come in here. Anurag Naidu, come in here. Anurag Naidu, come in here. Anurag Naidu has also joined the broadcast a bit late. Anurag Naidu, you're hearing the war of words between the BJP and the Congress over this bill. Do you believe this bill has a good intentions, or is it simply a disaster from the word go?
Yeah, I think this is not the way it has been publicized, the way it has, the attempt to link it with the Karnataka pride is wrong. I think if you are so concerned about the Karnataka pride, you should have focused on skilling first rather than enforcing the employer. You should have focused on creating this capacity building where the people of Karnataka, even Class D and Class C, can get jobs all across India. I don't think Goa is any example because, it will be a hypocrisy if I have to. I'll have to very honestly tell that I have not seen any state as restrictive as Goa or some other northeastern state that I can name off. But I don't want to buy a comparative argument here. But yes, the fact of the matter is we have enough number of people in Karnataka who can serve the needs of the industry that are setting up in Karnataka for the Class D and Class C jobs, who needs to be pushed, who needs to be given support. But the way to give them the support would be to skill them, build their competence, and then push, probably make a policy like this. I don't think this policy has been taken into a comprehensive consideration with the industry bodies, with the, you have Mr. Shivakumar representing with the Pinya Industrial Association. So I think the bodies are not involved, the right people are not involved. You cannot take pro-Kannadiga groups as a mandate to give you suggestions on this. It has nothing to do with Kannadiga pride. Kannadiga pride is when the people of Karnataka develop. So I think by and large, I don't want to push further, but the question that I would like to ask is it an attempt? Look at the timing. Isn't it an attempt to do away from the non-performance of the 5 guarantees? Is it an attempt to do away from the non-performance of the urban infrastructure? Bangalore is reeling under this urban infrastructure underdevelopment. Is it an attempt to do away from all the allegations that are coming up on the floor of the assembly? I don't want to put about 1 or 2 issues, but the assembly is really rocking. If you follow the assembly, procedures in Karnataka, is it an attempt to dilute the allegations made by the opposition? Is something that we also need to consider at this point in time. Because if you really are concerned about a bill like this, which is definitely in the interest of Karnataka, but it has to be implemented. If your intention is to implement, it has to be thought out in a very comprehensive way, taking into due consideration all the stakeholders.
See, it humors me about the timing of the introduction of this bill. It is a very well thought out of bill, but the industry has criticism about it and we're willing to address it. That being that, the guarantees have been flourishing. The development in Karnataka has not been compromised. All the 5 guarantees have been implemented since the day go. From day one, we have promised the guarantees and we have implemented it. And we know we're talking to the beneficiaries on a day-to-day level and they reap the benefits of it, sir. They reap the benefits of it.
I have a simple question.
So for you to make a suggestion that the guarantees are not flourishing is ridiculous and it is unacceptable.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.